In the final game of the day, a higher level holds on to defeat AWASH 81-78. A very entertaining close to today. AWASH had a number of pros, Brian Crawford, overseas, Najee Marshall for the Pelicans. Jamal Gregory played in the G League for the Go-Go a couple years ago, overseas and whatnot. But the youngest on higher level, held their own and got the W. So, Ray, what are your thoughts on the last game of today?
Yeah, very entertaining game. A lot of athleticism on display. Yeah, a lot of dunks. Probably the most dunks I've seen in the Kennedy League game so far this year, man. But definitely entertaining. And some high quality basketball thrown in as well. So Cardell laid out the experience of these guys, so it's going to be, the quality of the game is going to be up there with these guys having professional experience, things like that. But yeah, man, high level they just seem to be the more physically imposing team at times, and those stretches kind of got them over the hump. Getting offensive rebounds, just being having a presence down low with Noel Brown. He just takes up a lot of real estate down there on both ends, and he's tough to deal with. Um, yeah, so man, yeah, it definitely was an exciting game. A tough finish. High level just had they just made a couple more plays, made a couple more shots, man. That's really what it comes down to when teams are evenly matched. So yeah, man, that's all I got on this one.
Yeah, for me, it was just dominance inside from high level. I think Noel Brown had 18. Dante Bass out of Georgetown, he had 13 between their front line. What's that? 33 points. That's a lot of points on the inside. You know what I mean? And you know that's look. A-Bosh wasn't small. You got NBA player over there, Najee Marshall. You had my man, big man, the transfer from LSU, who's a beast in his own right. Super athletic, 6'8", bulky. Remind me a lot of Rodney Rogers. That's old school for the youngins, man. Go look him up, man. But same lefty, big body, explosive, and skilled. You know what I mean? But I just think Noel Brown, Dante Bass, as this league has gone on, has developed a nice chemistry between the two. You know what I mean? Knowing how to play off one another, knowing how to balance one another, man. And it showed. That's a lot of production to be inside. Look, they scored 81 points, and 33 of that came from their starting big, the first starting front court. And then once you throw in Devin Dinkins, the George Mason freshman, Judah Mintz, who's a Syracuse freshman, what I'm saying, Max Edwards at GW transfer from Kansas State. Those youngins, that's what really impressed me about them. Why I feel like they deserve to win. They're poised on the stretch against pros pressuring them. Uh, they didn't flinch, man. They played them. They played the pros like they were one of their peers, and they handled the pressure in the backcourt. They made good, solid plays when they had to control the game down the stretch, and that's how they were able to pull out the win, man. It was impressive, man, because we get on the youngest a lot, you know what I'm saying, because there's little things that we expect them to know. We ain't expecting them to already be there. That takes time, but just certain little things, and it was refreshing to see the youngest execute with that type of pressure against that caliber of competition, on the stage, man. So it was good, man. We're gonna move on. Player of the game.
Uh, um, I'm gonna say Noel Brown, man. Deontay Bass points were louder, but Noel Brown, man, his production speaks for itself, and he disrupted a lot of things for AWASH, and they couldn't do nothing with him, man. He was just too big and strong, And he got to the free throw line, made most of his free throws. Um, yeah, and he just wreaked havoc down there to be honest. And that was one of the things that gave high level the edge. Even though with AWASH, having pros on their roster, um, Noel Brown, man, he put a stamp on his game for real. It wasn't he played within himself, didn't try to do anything outside of what he's capable of. He might have took one 15-foot jumper, and that's just because they left him wide open. Everything else was right on the box and right at the rim, and he was just forcing AWASH to stop it, and they just didn't have an answer.
Yeah, I'm with you. And correction, Noel Brown actually had he actually had 21 points, and Bass actually had 16. So that's then, that's around 40 points from their front court. I missed the free throws. That's my fault. But yeah, Noel Brown, I'm definitely rolling with him. The improvement he's made this summer from the end of last season, it shows. And it's really just about his poise and his ball handling, understanding how to get to his spot to be effective offensively. He's a big body inside, so defensively you got to be aware of him if you're on offense. Um, he always been a rugged rebounder, willing to go in there and grab boards and whatnot. But now he's more polished as far as operating in the paint on the block, and especially in traffic, man, and knowing how to navigate and still score or get a good shot where he can get fouled and get to the lines. That's what I've seen the most this summer from him, where he's improved since the end of last season. And yeah, he dominated. Like I said, it was at 21 points. It had about 3 rebounds according to the unofficial box score or whatnot. He was a low down there, and he held Offset and big man from LSU. Man, I gotta find out his name. I gotta find his name so I can give him some love. But yeah, he was definitely the main factor and the reason why. Well, the reason why High Level got up and the reason why they were able to hold off AWASH. Your X factor for the game.
Um, I'm gonna go with his front court mate, Deontay Bass. Man, his athleticism out of this world. He was getting follow up dunks, challenging stuff at the rim. Yeah, man, he just threw a wrench in AWASH plans. And that's it was a nice compliment to what Brown was doing, like you pointed out. Through the course of the league, they've learned how to coexist and maximize their abilities. So yeah, I think they balance each other really well this evening, and yeah, they is a big reason why our high level held on.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Dante Bass, he's a freak of nature, man. He gonna be a fan favorite with the way he dunked the ball, and he gonna be on a lot of highlight shows. But because of that, he plays a lot bigger, and his toughness, he plays a lot bigger than what he is. He's only about 6'6", but when you add in that toughness and that athleticism, man, it's impressive, man. But that I feel like that's the way he can impact the game. Crashing offensive boards, running the floor, doing defensively. He's a streaky shooter at this stage. It's not somebody you can just get a ball to, let him dance and create right now. But you can see it's in him, and if he keep working, he'll get there. But right now his is kind of what we saw earlier with Moon. Running the floor using his athleticism and doing all the dirty work to make an impact. He does that. He'll be on the floor a lot and his confidence will grow. Then that will add into what he can do on the perimeter, and then building his skill and on the foundation he already has, man. Yeah, but definitely crashing offensive boards, that should be a strength of his, and that should be something Hoya fans should look for him to do as the season moves on, because he definitely did it today, man. And then it was deflating. Like A-Ball should get a good stop or get it, what I'm saying, thinking they get a good shot. Oh well, the good defense get a good stop, thinking they about to get the board, and this dude coming over everybody just dunking it back. So yeah, man, kudos to him. All in all, it's very entertaining finish to the last game of the day. We'll be back here tomorrow for another slate, man. Stay with the focus, and like I said, we'll see you guys tomorrow.